Hello once again, this is Uncle Jimmy and Forbes, and we're here in Sabina, Ohio, and we're getting ready to do another creature feature video for Halloween. And I'm going to tell you a story of the Ohio mummy that happened here in Sabina, Ohio. And we're sitting in the parking lot of Littleton's funeral home, and we'll tell you the story from here. So let's start from the beginning and tell you about this. An African-American man in his mid to late 40s was found dead from natural causes on a road near Sabina, which was probably Route 22 here, the main highway that runs through Sabina, Ohio. He was found in a ditch. He was alone and without identification, believed to be a wanderer in search of a job. Townspeople claimed to have seen him walking in town the day before, appearing to be ill. The only things in his pocket were $1.40 and a slip of paper with the address 1118 Yale Avenue, Cincinnati. Upon investigation, authorities arrived at the address to only find a vacant lot. The identity of the man was still a complete mystery, so they decided that the name of a nearby neighbor here in Sabina, Ohio, Eugene, would work for the time being. So they called this black dead corpse Eugene, at least until they figured out who he was. Why name him Eugene after a neighbor? We can't be sure. However, the real Eugene was probably a little disturbed that they named the corpse after him. Eugene the Mummy Man was brought to Sabina's Littleton funeral home and embalmed, and that's where we are right now, in the parking lot of that funeral home. They set the mummified man in a brick shed near a bus stop so that people could come by and identify the body. And I'll show you that building in a minute where they did keep him there in viewing. The typical 30-day period of viewing passed with no luck, but the Littleton family held on to hope that someone would recognize Eugene. Pretty soon, though, Eugene became a permanent resident of Sabina. Somehow having an embalmed dead guy permanently housed in a shed by the funeral home didn't strike people as strange. In fact, they loved their odd town mascot. Eugene had a couch to rest on, and dusted and cleaned, and his clothes was changed when they got dingy. The local kids eventually pulled pranks and tricks on poor Eugene throughout the years, from putting him in different places to stealing his gold teeth. He becomes something of a local legend. The Sabina citizens and people from neighboring towns spread the news of their special story over a period of 35 years. It is estimated that the Sabina Mummy Man was viewed by 1.5 million people. Eugene had his share of meddling kids, but the tradition of using Eugene in high school pranks finally went too far when in 1964 Eugene took a trip to Ohio State University. He was set on a bench outside the campus in the middle of the night to surprise the students. I would definitely not like to see the one who found him in the morning. The Littleton funeral home was notified and Eugene was sent back to Sabina, because obviously that's where you call when a mysterious mummy shows up at your college. After the stunt, it was decided that maybe dead people should actually be buried. A plot in the local cemetery was bought, and a stone with Eugene found dead 1929, buried 1964 was prepared. Eugene finally settled down in a nice grave, although the inscription is incorrect. He was actually found in 1928, not 1929. It was a simple but dignified committal service and was concluding chapter of 35 years of mystery. The Sabina News Record reported about the occasion. Thus ended the era of Eugene the Mummy Man of Sabina. Although Eugene was never recognized and his real name is still unknown, he became a local celebrity and roadside attraction for many years. I decided to visit Eugene's final resting place for the real time in the Sabina Cemetery, which we're going to do. I took the privilege into Sabina on a Sunday while the sun was setting. After some searching and researching, I found Eugene's plot under a large shade tree next to the road. His tombstone is flat to the ground and completely ordinary looking, except for hundreds of coins scattered around the inscription. A tiny red Buddha figure, a large silver coin with Bible verses, and a dove, and several smooth stones, and some trinkets and gifts on the gravestones. The coins are a symbol of people who have visited over the years, tokens of remembrance of Eugene. The other trinkets from various religions are gifts and respects of the dearly parting. So he was placed in this shed for 35 years and was viewed by 1.5 million people before he was buried. Let me show you a picture of the mummy on my phone. Give me a second here and I'll look, and we will look at it. Just give me a couple minutes here. Picture of Eugene the Mummy. So, I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but this is a picture of him laying in the shed on the couch. There's another close-up picture of his face. And there's another picture of him laying in the shed. Newspaper articles and so on. So I'm gonna get out now and we'll walk around the funeral home here, and I'm gonna show you the building that he was in. So follow me on this adventure. So this is the Littleton Funeral Home here, and the shed is just over here in back of the funeral home along the road here where the bus stop was. And I'll show you the building. Now, I'll tell you, my mom, when she was a little girl, like my grandpa and grandma and her brothers and sisters come to see Eugene. And a funny story is my aunt, Debbie, was a little girl at the time. And she's passed now, God bless her, but she's sitting there staring at him, and the whole other family had walked on out to the car, and she was left here by herself, and she started crying. But this is the building right here, the shed that Eugene was kept in for all them years. Now it's just a tool shed they use it for, but the bus stop was right here. And this is the building that his body was kept in for 30 some years before they buried him. There's a window here. I don't know if we can see inside the shed or not, but yeah, it's just looks like they just use it to put stuff in, like tools and stuff, but you can't really see that well in there. But just a small building. So from here, I'm going to take you over to Eugene's grave site, and we'll go to his grave and pay our respects to Eugene the Mummy, Ohio's famous corpse and famous mummy. So follow me on this adventure. All right, folks, we've arrived at the Sabina Cemetery here in Sabina, Ohio, and we're going to try to find Eugene the Mummy's grave. I know the section's 33 or section 333 or something like that, but he's supposed to be buried between two trees. Here's section 7, 16, so we'll just drive around here until we figure out where we're at. We'll eventually get there. Section 8. These people here, they might know. Or locals maybe, they might know where he's buried. We'll go ahead and ask these nice people. Excuse me, do you know where Eugene the mummy's buried?
No.
Well, the only thing that I could tell you that I heard it's back over in that area back there towards the back.
Okay.
I used to live up here years ago. We used to take girls up there and see him every once in a while in that little building.
Yeah.
They get in there and then we'd shut the door and they'd scream. We used to do that all the time when I was growing up here. But I think it's back over.
You might want to ask.
In that area?
Yeah, you can go. There's some guys up here in this building up here.
Okay. I'll go back. Well, I know he's buried between two trees. It's like section 33 or...
Well, you know why he's buried out here, don't you? Well, first of all, he used to stop at my dad's farm. They used to live between here and the courthouse years and years ago. Well, Eugene stopped there and got a drink of water from my grandpa.
Really?
Yeah. And about 2 days later, they found him down the road towards the courthouse, sitting up against the gate going into the field with a knife in his back.
Oh, there was a knife in his back. See, I didn't know that.
As far as that was a story my dad told me. He stopped there and got a drink of water from Grandpa Wilson, and then they found him about 2 or 3 days later down there sitting up against the gate going into the field.
Wow, because the story goes it was natural causes that they found him.
Ruth Lyons used to come down through here before they built the interstate. She used to go 22 going up to State Fair every year.
Right.
And her chauffeur, he used to get picked up here all the time for speeding. Well, she got upset, and that's why she's the one that had him buried back here.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Is it true that they like stole him and put him up in OSU and the college campus?
I wasn't in on that one.
Yeah.
No, but that's true as far as I know. And they found him standing in front of the municipal building downtown here one time. Somebody took him a ride, and but he had gold teeth. And Littleton's, which has got the funeral home over there, they used to change his clothes, I think, every 3 months.
Yeah, I was just over there and was filming the little shed there.
Now get this. His fingernails actually still grow.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
I know my mom, I live in Pennsylvania now in Gettysburg. Okay. And we're headed to Cincinnati to a convention, and then we're going fishing up in Lake Michigan. And
Putin Bay there?
It's Grand Beach.
Grand Beach, okay, I've heard of that.
But my mom, when she was little, she also went with my grandpa and grandma and seen Eugene. And same kind of story. My aunt was left, she was the youngest, and she was just like 7 years old, and everybody went to the car, but she was still standing there by herself and didn't realize that everybody had left, and she turned around, nobody was there, and she started screaming and crying. So yeah, there's all kinds of, I mean, this story's really famous. I mean, it was on.
You would stand there, that they had kind of like I don't know, something like chicken wire in between you and
yeah, and he laid him on a chair or a couch.
And them girls, if you moved just right, he looked like you moved.
Oh, wow.
Chicken wire. Oh, yeah. And them girls, they'd come out there just white as your car.
I appreciate you and your story. No, do you mind being on YouTube? Because I filmed you telling the story.
No.
All right.
But now that's just what I've been told, you know, about the drink of water my grandpa.
Yeah, and a knife in his back. That's interesting.
He was heading towards the courthouse.
Yeah.
Out here on 22, and they found him sitting up against the gate going into the field about 2 or 3 days later, and nobody ever. But like I said, he had a whole mouth full of gold teeth. I
heard that some kids stole his teeth too.
Well, I don't know. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
We used to play football over here behind Littleton's funeral home, where he was in that little building. And Barth Littleton come over one day, and we got talking. And he said, "Yeah," he said, about every 3 months, said we go put a clean suit on him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kept him out there for what, 35 years?
Oh, every bit of it.
Oh, that's amazing.
I moved back to Wilmington when I was when I was a freshman. Mom and Dad moved back to town. I graduated from Wilmington, but I went went to school all through grade school here, and we lived out here on the corner of High, out here where the Frosty Freeze drive-through. The ice cream place used to be out there. That was the best place to eat here. But they had a secret sauce they used to put on there, and they wouldn't after the people bought it, they wouldn't divulge the secret on that sauce, and it just wasn't the same as it was.
Wow. But that's amazing that his body stayed preserved those 30-some years.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Are you done?
All right, I appreciate talking to you.
No, I appreciate it. I'm done with my work here now, so.
Okay. All right.
Hey,
have a wonderful day.
You do the same.
So that's good. He said he didn't mind being on YouTube, and he told his little part of the story. So follow us on this adventure. So we finally found his grave. It's in, if you ever come here in Sabina, it's in the Sabina Cemetery. It's section 3, plot 33. And it's between these two big trees here. There's a big tree here and a big tree there. There's a little building there. And if you turn right around where I'm at, and by this tree, you look down, and here's his grave. This says, Eugene, found dead 1929. But you see, they tried to correct it and make it at 8. Buried in 1964. So for 35 years, he was displayed in the, tried to figure out who he was. There's an American flag here because we don't know if he was a veteran or not. But I sure did like that guy's story. It sounds like he might have been murdered, and so me and my son Forbes are here, and we're going to place you can see it's full of coins, so we each got a quarter, and we're just going to place it on his grave. Whoever you were, rest well, Eugene, whatever your real name was, and hopefully someday the mystery will be solved and we'll find out who you were, possibly. So rest well, and I hope you enjoyed this story. Me and Forbes stopped here on our way to Cincinnati. We're going to a convention, a horror convention, Horror Hound, and we'll be filming that too for Halloween. But this is part of our Halloween stories and weird and bizarre and freaky and creature feature videos. So again, this has been Uncle Jimmy with Jimmy's Train Station Travel Adventures. If you're watching this, please subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to like and share, and leave comments of other things you'd like to see. Until then, it's been me and Forbes here, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.